Hey everybody, it's Eric from Tech-Mex, and we've got another package to share with y'all. It looks like Hansshow has just dropped something off for us to check out. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. I think I know what it is. I think it's gonna be a tilt mount for the Cybertruck screen. All right, looks like we've got, that's a smaller package here. All right, looks like this is all the pieces that are going to be included for this mount, for this bracket. It doesn't seem like too much, so hopefully the install is pretty straightforward. I do see they do include several tools here to be able to install this. Just a few bolts here to be able to use, a couple of tie wraps. It looks like an extension of some sort, looks like USB-C. And it looks like a USB-C extender, some kind of cover here, and then the main bracket pieces. All right, not too bad. Let's take a look at the website to see what they've got. All right, if we take a look at the website, let's see what they show for the swivel mount kit here. And again, Hansshow, if you guys are interested in checking this out and buying it, you can use our code MEXCT, MEXCT. You can see it here on the screen. It's at hansshow.com, and it looks like they are having a spring break sale here for anything over 99 bucks. You can see it's about 190 bucks here. If we look here, it does show that it does have this 40-degree swivel. So if you are driving, and you guys that own Cybertrucks know, it is a little bit far to reach over to the other side of the screen that's kind of further away from me. You can see this is how the swivel attachment goes. So you'll see this, start your mount. You are able to kind of turn the screen for you. All right, not too bad. This should be a pretty straightforward install. So let's go ahead and put it in the truck. See you there in a second.
All right, here we go. We're in the truck and we're ready to try and get this installed. A couple things that we do want to do first, though, is we want to be able to power off so we don't shock us or cause some kind of short circuit here. So what we got to do is take a look here, and we go into our settings, and we actually go to safety, I believe, and we scroll all the way down, and we see power off here towards the bottom. So just click power off, click, and you see everything does turn off. So that's the first step you want to do. Now let's get into the back of this thing to see how to take this off and put in the new swivel mount. All right, so we're here in the truck. This is kind of a side view here. You can see this is the front of the screen, and I'm just showing you guys the bottom back side here. You can kind of see this is where we have to take off that panel right there using the tools that came in the kit. We just pop that off, and then we'll have access to take the screws off to unmount the screen, and then get the new wiring harness and things like that, or the USB-C extension installed. So let's get that done. You'll see that there will be a couple areas where you can just pull down to be able to access the panel, and it will stay connected here just like that. You can now see that we do have that screw bolt and the one on this other side to remove, and that should free up the screen. You do notice there's one connector there. Got to unplug that too at some point, but that's what we'll do next. And you see this this orange piece, it actually just slides back. If you pull it backwards, not very hard or anything, you'll see that it's like a little loose. Just slide it back, and that should allow me to unplug it. And once you do pull this little orange clip down, I should be able to push up on this black kind of tab. You'll be able to feel it's a little bouncy. Push that in and then pull the cable out, and it should come out. Alright, as you can see, it's out. Yeah, definitely two-handed. I did it with two hands. One finger to push in the little black tab, and then one hand to kind of pull it out, and it came right out. So it's pretty easy two-handed operation there. But alright, so it's a little hard to get the right amount of pressure to turn it, so they actually give you a little thing here so you can actually stick this little wrench here and give you some leverage so you can turn it more easily. There we go. Made it a lot easier. Looks like I should be able to now just pull the monitor off that hinge that it's got right there. Alright, let's try that. Let's see if I can pull this out. Good. And there it is. Turn back on again. Let's see if I can take this off. Might need to get a little screwdriver or something to take this pin off. Okay, that came off. Alright, as you can see, I did just pull the screen off. So you have these bolts removed. It'll just slide off. As you can see, these are the cables. Unplug and holding the monitor in my lap. So I'd suggest having a safe place to put the screen at so it does not mess up. But I did want to show you guys, this does have this baffle here on the back. We'll be using a new baffle. So I think this does just pull up. I'm not sure. Let's see. Alright, so I was able to take it off. If you notice, there's like this tab here on this side. There's a tab here on the left side. It goes in like that. And then there's this tab on the upside. If you notice, that tab, you gotta actually pull it up. So I just wedged a little a mini flathead screwdriver and wedged that little piece up right there. Just to loosen it, and then just popped right up. So if you do it carefully, you know, you won't break anything, and it's pretty easy. You might want to keep this baffle in case you want to use it, and then if you go back to stock at some point. Alright, so we do have this USB-C cable. We've got to add an extender to it. Basically this thing here. But before that, we've got to remove the just like case that it has on there. I believe all you got to do is take a look at these little clips on the side. Pop these off. They may break, but I think they give you a replacement if it does break. Pop this little cage off, and you should be able to slide this off. There we go. Whoop. Yeah, it did break. Looks like I should be able to. Oh, and there it goes flying. So one little bracket did break, and then that cage just goes flying off. This should be able to pull off now. See? Just slid off. This is, I guess, the locking mechanism. So the USB-C doesn't come loose over time on your screen, but that should work. Now, I believe all we do is plug this extender in. It'll only go in one way. You see there's kind of this shape there that it will only allow it to go one way, so looks like it's a bit of a tight fit too. They don't want this thing going anywhere, so quite a tight fit. Alright, so I did get that in. You just have to wiggle it in. You shouldn't have to force it in too hard. Just kind of wiggle it in, since it does have to kind of plug in. If you'll notice here, it does scoot in all the way, so you see there's just a little seam here at the top. Alright, well, we've got this in now, and we've got to put this back on. This actually only goes one way, so don't worry about getting it wrong, but basically just slides over here, gets in there. You'll see the USB sticking out, the USB-C right here sticking out. So let me grab that clip that goes on top. Let me see how that works. Alright, they do provide a new clip, voila, and just know the fat one goes towards the back. Alright, helps if you're putting it on the right side, so actually doesn't go on this side. Flip it over, it's where the clip is, that's how this part goes in. So this keeps the clip in place. So there it is, clips right there. That is now in place and locking that cage on top. Another thing we've got to do here is there's this kind of, I don't know what it is, an air sensor or something, temperature sensor, I'm not really sure. Anyways, this is the original piece. We've got to unscrew it with the tool they gave us here, and we're going to put it on this new baffle that they gave us here. So go ahead and do that. Just screwed this onto here. Nothing tricky about this. Those little screws are a little tight, but yeah, just use that little hand tool. So we've got this, and this will eventually plug in right here. All right. Next part is to put in the mount, and it does go this way. It does lower it about an inch or so. You'll notice there's these notches here. That's how it will fit in, just like this. Might need to make a little bit of space there. That's how it goes. All right. We'll also now put this shroud over here, and then you can put in the little screw bolts that came with it when you took out the screen, and screw that bolt into place. Alright, so the next step here is we're going to get the screen ready to get back mounted on. First we got to attach this baffle here, and it just fits in kind of right over where the other one used to be. It should just kind of snap into place. Alright, once you got that in there, you can actually see the slot here where the support's going to go to. We're going to screw in from the bottom once we get that mount going. But first, let's go ahead and connect this USB-C extension cable. As you can see in there, that's just going to plug in right there where USB-C plug is. snaps into place. And remember that little orange clip, just got to make sure that it snaps back down. This little clip, you hear it click. So this USB-C cable is now attached real good. And so now we just gotta move this back up onto this mount here. Alright, so I actually just have the monitor mounted here. It's not really I haven't screwed it in yet. It does just kind of hang into place. I did slide it into that slot, that metal mount, and it's being held there, so I'm going to go ahead and screw it in from underneath. And just a reminder, the screen does automatically just turn back on, so just be careful not to push anything. And actually you might just try to go ahead and turn off the screen again, or what I have seen some other folks do is put it on screen clean mode, so you do not have to worry about accidentally touching something on the screen display. There it is, screen clean mode. Alright, and just hold this button to exit out of screen clean modes. Alright, back underneath the car, or I should say underneath the screen, we do have these screwed in. We've got the screen attached to the new mount. Last thing that we've got to do here is connect the temp sensor, and it should be in here. Got to connect this little guy in there. So in a second, I should be able to plug back in, and this should be able to cover up the hole. If you notice right here, the temp sensor in, it does kind of like clip into place down here, but if you notice, these sides got to pop into place as well. It's a little tight. I may try to loosen one of these screws, make it a little bit easier for it to pop back into place. So let's give that a try, just so I don't have to force this thing in to snap into place. Alright, looks like that did the trick. See, it is now flush and sides have snapped in. All I did was actually loosen both sides using the tool that came with the kit. Back in the car, we do now have the screen installed. It is just a tad bit lower than it was before, I think, but really not too noticeable unless you're really looking for it. It does line up pretty well with our little C9 screen here, right in line with the steering wheel. You do see that you can adjust it a couple different ways. Of course, for the driver, I can kind of orient it towards me, so now this is pointed more towards me. It does seem to be pretty tight, so it's not going to accidentally like move one way or the other as you're driving. You are able to reach things a lot more easily. It's really easy to reach over to this side of the screen, where previously maybe you would not be seeing some of that. We can see, have easy access if you're looking at the Tesla Theater. I'd imagine as you're driving, this might be something that maybe will cause less FSD warnings. I find that when I'm doing FSD, and I'll go ahead and switch my... I find that when I'm doing driving FSD, I do get a lot of warnings whenever I'm looking over to the radio screen or something like that, trying to pick a different station or something like that. I'd imagine it's because I'm reaching over and it can tell that I'm kind of eyes are a little bit diverted there. But I think this is a nice little thing to add to your truck. Check it out on Hansshow. They give us lots of good deals here, so pretty happy with the way this looks. You know, it does give it a really nice look, more of a cockpit feel. Everything's catered towards the driver. It does look really good. Let me show you guys one more time again. You can see we've got You can see kind of how this looks and how it lines up with the vehicle. It does give you a clearer view there of the dash, the ample dash that we've got. It looks pretty good. Well, 2 thumbs up for me. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If there's any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them. For the most part, this was non-destructive. You should be able to go back to the way you were. There were a couple gotchas along the way, but it's really about aligning things, making sure screws get in there just right. It did take me about maybe 3 hours. I got a little bit of a rainstorm in between, so I took a little break, but probably medium, easy to medium type project. It shouldn't take too long, not too difficult. Should be able to knock it out, you know, early in the morning. Either way, really enjoyed it. Talk to y'all later. Dale.